Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Catch Us Live. Today we are going to be talking about the holistic wellness, health wellness, and we've got some experts in our panel today. As you can see, that the names are on the crawler, as you can see over here. Catch Us Live with the experts on holistic health wellness with Dr. Lillian John, Vartika Mehta, Amrita Kotak, and Puneet Swaroop. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be getting the first panelist, which is Amrita Kotak, online. Hey, Amrita, how are you?
Hi, Hari. Very well. How are you?
Very good. Good to see you. So, guys, just to give a little bit of a nice, lovely introduction to this beautiful lady, we've got Amrita Kotak. She has a master's in nutrition from Boston University, guys, from Boston University. And she specializes in working with clients who love eating food. I repeat, guys, who love eating food, and she wants to achieve their weight, and whoever wants to achieve their weight, goals, eating everything that they love. Now, is it possible that we're going to get to know in some time, right? And she says that she believes that all foods can be a part of a balanced diet. Wow, that's a statement, underlying statement of Amrita. So, Amrita, welcome to this panel, and
Thank you,
it's
Hari.
so lovely to have you. Before we go ahead, I'm going to be getting into our next panelist, guys. Let's add her also onto the live stream. So we've got Vartika Mehta. Hi, Vartika. How are you?
Hi, I'm all good. How are you?
Very
Hi,
good.
Amrita.
Hi, Vartika.
So, guys, just to give you a small introduction of this beautiful lady, Vartika, she is a clinical and sports nutritionist and integrated and holistic health coach. She's an author and a certified yoga teacher, guys. So, wow, that's something amazing which I need to learn. She says that she believes that health and happiness is achieved with food served on and off the plate. I would love to know what is off the plate that you love, Vartika. Uh, and she's saying using lifestyle tools, okay, which is absolutely inexpensive. So that is something which we're going to learn today, right, Vatika?
Absolutely right.
Moving on to our third panelist, let's welcome Puneet Swaroop. Hi, Puneet.
Hi Hari, how are you?
So, guys, Puneet Swaroop, he's growing this brand which is called as Aqua Tattva, India's foremost brand into advanced alkaline water solutions with a vision to make human life easy, healthy, drinkable, and with 70% to 80% of your body having water, it's going to be only Aqua Tattva water once you finish with this session, guys. We're going to hear a lot from Puneet Swaroop on that. And let us
Thank
get our final panelist, Dr. Lillian John. Hey, Dr.
Hi,
Lillian John,
Hari.
good to see
Hi,
you.
good to
So,
see you
Dr.
all.
Hi,
Yes.
Lillian.
Hi
Hi.
Lilian, good to see you.
Hello.
So, Dr. Lillian John, she is a PhD in endocrinology, worked as a scientist, assistant professor, and ex CEO of Vasan Knowledge Hub. Passionate about and optimistic about health, uh, and a wellness coach, guys, which is very much required. See, what happens is everybody has got a wealth coach, or I would say a wealth manager to manage your wealth, and that's something which we get into because when we have salaries, we get the money in, and we know that it has to be parked in different places. And I don't want to get into explaining where, but people have forgotten that what we eat, the fat is parked into different places in our body, and that's why that fat, if you want to get it eradicated or out from your system, like what I've been doing in the last 2 months in this lockdown, is where you need a coach like these people. These are the specialists. These are the guys who are trained. These are the guys who have done it all. They have studied it in detail so that you don't have to think. You just have to come to them and take their expertise, use their expertise for your health benefit. So that's what it's all about. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to just touch down on points on what people have been doing during lockdown. What's happened is in this lockdown period, people have gone to buy essentials. The so-called essentials have become trash because, oh, I'm going to pick up chocolate. I'm going to pick up chips. I'm going to pick up so many other things that my kids want something or the other, which is going to be trash. Okay, and that's all been collected, brought home. Might be I control it for some time, but how long am I going to control? Even I'm going to be eating the trash with everybody, right? And then suddenly we realize that 3 months of lockdown has led to 5 to 6 or 8 kilos of overweight. And suddenly you feel that when you turn in your bed, your stomach is also turning with you and plobbing onto one side. Or when you walk, you suddenly realize your thighs are rubbing between each other and you need to put a cream between your thighs. Or or what happens is that you don't feel like getting up from bed because you're so lethargic, you're depressed in this four walls of lockdown. You suddenly have reached a mental illness scenario where you don't want to talk to anybody. You just want to be yourself. And in that depression, you pop in a chocolate, you pop in chips, and you pop in all the trash again. And what does that lead to? Another 4 or 5 more kilos. And it keeps getting added on. So those added on the fat belly for men, for women in the waist and in the belly, and other places, you know what happens to everybody, whether it be a male or a female. So these experts today are going to actually break it down for us. Like Amrita is going to be talking to us about nutritious food, the intake that we have. Vartika is going to be talking to us about a different body exercise which will help you in your wellness, health wellness. We have Puneet who's going to be talking to us about water, what water you're going to be drinking and why that type of water. And we've got Dr. Lillian who's going to be talking about your body can eat and do things, but there are some supplements which you need to take depending on how young or how old you are as per your age. So when we take this holistic thing, so let me come to you, Amrita. Amrita, you are a nutritionist. You thrive on your statement saying that eat everything and I'll get it to a balanced diet for you in moderate ways, I'm sure. So
Yes.
when you talk about a
Yes.
statement like that, when you say you are whatever you want to eat, you eat. Okay, doesn't that give a different signal to a person who loves eating, whether it be rice or whether it be chapatis or whether it be oily biryani or oily chicken gravies or whatever chana batura and stuff like that? So how do
Right.
you explain that statement that how can that be healthy?
Absolutely, that's a great question. So one of the first things that people think when they hear me say that you can eat anything and you can still be healthy is that you get this feeling of ki, oh my god, even if I eat 10 jalebis today and like for every single meal that's going to be healthy for me. But that's actually not what it means. It just means that if you give yourself permission to eat all foods that you like, eventually you're going to be able to automatically moderate the quantities of them so that you
Right,
don't end up eating them in as much quantity as you normally do. So, for
right,
example, if we eat, roti sabzi every day, it's
right,
very rare that you're ever going to crave roti sabzi. Versus maybe when you're traveling internationally and you're on a vacation, you've had a couple meals, where you're not getting roti sabzi. That's when you feel like, oh my god, Indian khana mil jaye to it will be amazing. So it's
right,
the same thing with foods that we have trouble with, like fried food, sweet, all of that.
right,
We only restrict ourselves so much thinking it's going to affect our health that
right,
when it's kind of presented to us, you just go mad and you're like, abhi khalo because God knows when we'll get to eat it again.
right,
Versus if you allow yourself to eat it whenever your body is asking for it, you will generally realize that even one or two bites of a dessert or a piece of fried food is enough to satisfy you for the moment. And it's always nice to tell yourself कि ठीक है अगर कल खाने का वापस मन होगा I can take one or two bites again. It's going to be enough to satisfy me. So just knowing that whenever you want to eat something, it's going to be fine for you to eat it. That's
right,
generally enough to kind of help you overcome cravings that you have for certain foods. So that's when I say like you can have anything that you want and still maintain your weight. Yeah, because
right.
once you give yourself permission to eat whatever you like, you won't want to eat it as much as you think you do.
Correct. Got it. But tell me one thing, there's when you talk about zero carbs, okay? Now there's something called as good carbs and bad carbs, okay, in your diet food. Now, when I'm talking about good carbs, can I eat an excess of good carbs? And can I eat a little of bad carbs? Is that a balanced diet? I don't know. I'm just asking you.
Sure. So again, I don't like personally classifying foods as good and bad because I feel like
Okay.
for different people, different kinds of food might be good, different kinds of food might be bad, depending on if they have any underlying like allergies or health conditions or something like that.
Right.
But what people generally consider good carbs are foods like vegetables, fruit, which have a lot of fiber in them and other nutrients in them. And you're very right. Sometimes it can be bad for your body if you do consume too much of that. Like I know I personally have trouble with salads. I get an upset stomach every time I
Right.
eat because it's too much fiber for my system at one point of time. Or
Right.
something like chole or rajma. Like my stomach will almost always go for a toss once I eat those foods
Right.
versus something like sugar, which people normally think is a bad carb. And like I just discussed, if you eat that, if you're having 1 teaspoon a day, maybe in your tea or coffee or something, it's not really going to do
Much harm.
anything bad to your health. Yeah, like everything else that you're doing good in the day doesn't get negated because you did that one bad thing.
Right. Got it. So,
Right.
so when you're giving an advice to a person who is 150 kilos or 125 kilos, or you're giving an advice to a person like me who is, 78 and a half kilos, for example, okay, the diet will naturally be different for me and for him. So when you say that, Hari, I'm going to do a balanced diet for you so that you maintain your weight at 78, for example, and for a person who is 125 or 140 or whatever, or more, 100 plus, you would naturally give a different diet plan so that he comes down by weight. Okay, because I don't need to
Right.
come down because if I'm 6 feet 6 feet height, I'm okay
Right.
to be somewhere between 75 kilos to 80 kilos in anywhere in that
Yeah.
range. But if
Yeah.
a person of the similar height is at 125 or 110 kilos, he needs to come down. So what would be a balanced diet difference, and what would it ideally be for me, and what would it be for him? Just to give an idea.
So for there are different foods that have different properties, right? So there are some foods that you eat because they give you instant energy. There are some foods that you eat just to feel full. There are some foods that you eat which give you energy and keep you full. So combining these foods in different ways depending on what a person's health and weight goals are. So if you have to just maintain weight, maybe you could be eating the more energy rich foods. The person who has to maybe lose weight or is trying to cut down on body fat percentage, you give them an option or a combination of foods which will help them keep full but may not be
Right.
as high in energy. So you're
Right.
never really getting to a situation where you, even when you're on a diet, you feel like, oh my God, I'm hungry. You never
Right.
want your body to think it's not getting food, but you
Right.
choose a combination of foods which will keep you full so that you
Right.
overall end up eating less, but your body never feels hungry. So in
Okay.
that sense, just the combination of foods you choose would be different between the two of you.
So, so in this, is there a balance of carbs to be eaten or not to be eaten for in the diet?
Again, it completely depends on kind of what your
Case to case.
baseline diet, yeah, and what your baseline diet is.
Okay.
I am a certified ketogenic therapy provider also.
Right.
Ketogenic diet obviously does have its benefits. We do give it to a lot of kids who have epilepsy. It's kind of the last line resort for them.
Right.
It does also have some benefits when it comes to kind of hormonal management in people who do have hormonal dysregulation. That
Right.
being said, it's not the only way to go. There are some people who do like that kind of restrictive eating pattern because it makes them feel like they're getting quicker results. There are
Right.
some people who don't want to eat like that and do want to eat everything they love but still lose weight. So it
Correct.
really depends from person to person. But yes, for a long term and general health basis, you do want to ensure that you have a good balance of carbs, protein, and fat because
Yeah.
again, it's there are a lot of other nutrients like your vitamins, minerals, and fiber that are present in your carbohydrate group, which you'd be missing out on if you long term cut
Super.
carbs out of your plan.
Great, great, Amrita. So it was a fantastic beginning with you, Amrita. So let's move on
Thank you.
to Vartika. Vartika, after eating a balanced diet or after eating a diet which we've been eating in lockdown for some people who've been overeating, okay, I think your specialty, your line of keeping your mind sane by either meditating or by yoga or exercise. But tell me one thing now, with the house space being so small, people don't have space because Bombay means you're living in pigeon houses. Okay, it's not like everybody's living in a bungalow like Lillian, and everybody's living in a big space like Amrita. So we like you, me, and all that. We're all living in small, small houses that we don't have space to move. So how do you recommend the type of exercises or the type of things that you would want a person to do after he eats good, decent food? How does he keep his body fit?
Okay, so Hari, thing is that it's all about mindset first thing, because
Absolutely.
what happens is it's all in our head when we say we don't have space. To tell you here, If I talk about Surya Namaskar, what do you
Right.
think? How much space would we need? We
Correct.
just we just need a space of a yoga mat that is 2 feet by 7 feet, not more than that.
Right.
This much space everybody has. So we are kind of used to putting this blame game, or cribbing. Actually, the problem right now with all of us is global whining. We
Right.
are all whining about something or other. It's just gone into our heads, and everybody around us is complaining. We need
Right.
to change the mindset. We need to see, we came out of Stone Age also. We
Right.
came out of everything.
Correct.
It's not that we can't come and we can't cope up. We are universal intelligence. So
And we are going
if
back to
we
Stone Age,
say
I
that,
feel right now.
yeah, kind of, because I think we need to go back to roots, because we have been complaining. We have not been actually acknowledging what we have. We
Right.
are not been even paying gratitude to
Right.
what we should be thankful of. So
Right.
I kind of I mean, I kind of agree to this, that we should start from the beginning again, so that now we can actually correct our own mistakes.
So it's like a
And
redo button to be pressed, and then you restart.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. We need to reset the entire button.
Right.
And if we don't, then end is near.
So talking about, talking about this whole thing about exercises. Okay, how does yoga help? How does meditation help? And how does exactly you know controlling your mind and being sane and being positive help? You know, so what are
Okay.
the things that you do that can help a person?
Okay, so let me start with yoga first. Yoga is basically asanas. Okay, I mean, we this is how people
Right.
relate themselves with yoga and asana. That means exercise. Exercising at a particular spot, moving your body, controlling the body, and but the best part about yoga is you don't need any external thing. You just need a mat. Even if you don't have a mat, it's fine. You can just lay down a carpet or anything, and
Right.
you can start practicing exercising there. So
Yeah.
what happens is, when you exercise, when you do yoga, you are using your entire body. You're using your upper body, you're using your core muscles, you're using your legs. You're
Right.
using your thighs, you're using your glutes, you're using your calf, you're actually attaining balance, harmony, peace, and everything.
Right.
So it is a great way of exercising, but I would not say that this is the only way, but in current scenario, this could actually help you a lot. So
Okay.
first, exercise. Second is meditation, which actually helps us in being mindful. Now,
Right.
meditation can be actually, you can say that meditation is listening to music, because
Absolutely.
all we need to do is reboot our system,
Right. Right.
reset the system. It's like how we switch off the computer
Right.
and switch it on again, so
Correct.
that it reboots. And same way meditation does acts on our brain.
Okay.
There is a small gland in our brain, which is called amygdala. So
Right.
this amygdala is basically responsible for giving signals to your hypothalamus,
Okay.
which gives fight and flight response. Now, this
Right.
fight and flight response is actually very important for our survival instinct. For example, if
Right.
a tiger is running after you, you need to run. I mean, this is how it works.
Correct.
But we are so used to getting worried with things which are not happening, or which may happen. And it's about your own thinking skills,
Right.
which is called anxiety in
Right.
clinical terms,
Right.
which may or may not happen. So we
Okay.
need to also, so when we meditate, we actually calm our subconscious mind. We actually put positive affirmations in your subconscious mind, so that you're rebooting your entire system. And when your system is rebooted, you can again start fresh. It is the same way that when we spoke about going to Stone Age, and again,
Absolutely.
starting afresh. So meditation kind of helps you to starting afresh.
Right.
It gives you positivity if you put it into your head. So there
Right.
was actually a study which was done on rats, and rats were pinched after, while they were made to listen a particular sort of music.
Okay.
Now, these rats could actually correlate with that
Right.
music. So this is how
Okay.
our brain functions. If we put negative emotions in our head, in our brain, then we kind of correlate with them, and which kinds of damages the entire system of our brain.
Okay.
So positive affirmation gives you health and happiness. It gives you positivity when it comes to eating disorders also.
Right.
A lot of people are stressed, and because of stress they kind of eat junk, like how you said that people are sitting at home and getting depressed and they're eating junk. So this is a way which actually help them to not eat junk, to because their entire system is again fresh.
Absolutely.
Because if
Got
you
it.
look at a child, they
Right.
know how much they need to eat, and
Correct.
they stop. I mean, they will not drink a lot of milk, they will stop. So it's same as a child. I mean,
Right.
you kind of reset the entire system when you meditate and when you put mindfulness in your body movements, which is through asanas or yogas,
Right.
or exercise, any form of exercise.
Right. So when you're talking about meditation, you're talking about yoga, and you're talking about exercising. Okay. When you exercise, there is an X amount of way in which your heart beats. Okay. Now, in a day when you're relaxing, your heartbeat is naturally much lower because you're not moving your body too much. There's an X amount of beat it works on. But when you run or when you jog or when you walk, okay, your pace increases. Okay, as per your pace increasing. If you're going to be brisk walking, suddenly your heart picks up the pace. Then you jog, it picks up again the pace. Then when you run fast, it really picks up and you can feel the heart beating, right? So, what is the right way? Some people say that I'm only doing brisk walking. Some people say,
Hmm.
no, I walk, I brisk walk, I run, then again I brisk walk, again I jog. So they do an alternation. So, what is the right method for somebody when they are doing a walking, jogging, and running? And for how long should they do it? Because it should not stress your heart also.
Yeah. So see, everybody has different capacity. Okay, everybody has different strength. Some people are athlete and they can run like 5 kilometers in no time, and there are some people who will take 1 hour to complete their 5 kilometers. So it all depends on a person's strength and ability, and of course training. So when
Right,
we talk about training, it has to start slow. We have to start slow. See, if you have never exercised and
right.
I ask you to run, you will not go next day. I mean,
Absolutely.
nobody would do that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So we need to start slow. We need to first start with walking,
Right,
then we can go for brisk walk, and then we can go for running. So we need to also step up with our exercise and activity pattern,
right,
because we get used to a particular form, then that is that is not the max, that is not our maximum capacity that we have been using. So
absolutely.
we need to step up to attain a particular level of strength. For
Right,
example, a run has to then, a jog has to then get stepped up by, say, running or sprinting,
right,
depending upon a person's ability. When we talk about strength training, we use different kind of weights.
right.
So when you use, say, 5 kg, first you start with 1 kg dumbbell, then you start with 2 kg dumbbells, and then you start with 4 kg or 5 kg dumbbell,
As,
depending upon the
yeah,
strength.
like
So you
slow
need
and
to
steady
step
wins the
up.
race.
Yes, you need to step up slowly, but you
Yeah.
need to be on track. First, you need to go slow. You need to catch that momentum of exercising, and then you can move forward.
Okay.
And
So,
there is no right way when we talk about this, that you have to do this. Everybody is
correct.
very different. We are all bio individuals.
Got
So
it.
your capacity, you could probably run, and I could not. It depends. So we need
Correct.
to practice. Everybody has to practice their own way and reach their target.
Correct.
A
Super,
work on it.
Vartika. And even about meditation, because what
Thank
happens
you.
is one very important point I've seen is that people nowadays, especially kids and parents who are continuously on the mobile, okay, because kids are on the mobile because online classes going on. Parents are on the mobile because WhatsApp is on, Facebook is on, like how we are on Facebook right now. Instagram is on, social media is on. People are continuously updating things, continuously alerts are coming. Your mind is just moving so fast. When you tell somebody to meditate, is it possible for somebody to meditate in this city or in any metro city when the life is so fast? You don't have time to breathe, and you're telling somebody sit over there for at least 10 minutes and switch off from the world. Okay, Is it really possible? How do you make it possible? I wanted to ask you this question.
See, it is possible because it's again, I would say, to apply mindfulness. Okay, a counter question here. Don't you apply your mind when you shop? We do.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Don't you apply mind when you work? We
Right.
do. So why can't we apply mind? Why can't we use our mind and ask it to switch off? We can.
Right.
When we can
Right.
apply mind all over the place, we can also apply mind to ourselves. We can also tell ourselves to switch off and not. Yes, it is very difficult. It will not come in one go. Your mind
See,
will keep
switching
on
off.
wandering.
See, switching off is tough. I'll tell you why. Because the mind is continuously ticking. Okay. Like for example, in our house,
Yes.
the fan is always on. We very rarely switch it off, even if you go out of the room. I'm just giving an example. Okay. And
Yeah, yeah.
and like how our mind is always thinking, our mind doesn't stop thinking. So when you're suddenly telling that your mind now don't think about anything, or you just think only about the waves or the beach and like a hypnosis, for example. Okay. We still are thinking about, oh, I forgot to drink milk in the kitchen. It's left over there. I have to go and pick it up. I'm just telling you a simple thing, So how do you
Yeah,
control
yeah.
that? It's not easy.
So
Or
it
oh, I left the
happens.
freezer on
It
or something like that.
happens.
Yeah,
So it happens. See, it again, when I say it comes through practice, it will come through practice. In one go, if I say, Hari, that sit and meditate, you won't be able to because your mind is working. It is constantly working. It
correct.
comes
Hari is
through
always in a
practice.
hurry.
They,
I agree.
yeah. So what we need to do here is first we need to sit again step by step, one thing at a time, one step at a time. You
Yeah,
first need to set down a routine that okay, 10 minutes I'm going to sit and meditate. Now when you're
right.
sitting, 10 thoughts will be coming in your head. I mean, it is
Absolutely. Yes,
obvious, your mind is constantly
absolutely.
working. All we need to do is acknowledge these thoughts and let them go. Again,
Right.
bring back attention. Again, bring back attention. So
Correct.
constantly you keep on bringing back your attention, you'll get used to it.
So
it is
basically,
it
you're
is a
saying
matter of
try.
practice. It
Yeah,
could
it's
be
like try till you succeed.
concentrating on a particular mantra.
It's basically saying try till you succeed. That's what it is. Right, Vatika?
Yes, absolutely. This is
Yeah.
this is a thing that we can only achieve through
Good
practice.
point. Got it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Cool.
Yeah. So it's just like chanting a mantra. When you sit with a mala and just japo a mala, your
Right.
mind would be wandering only. But
Correct.
you have to bring your attention back to that mantra. It is
Correct.
similar to that. You have to constantly keep on trying.
Got it. I think that's quite clear. Thank you, Vatika, for this lovely intro session of yours. Moving on now to the man who's into water. Okay. This
Yes.
guy says that the water which you drink at home has got a particular pH value and it's not good. So, Puneet, why do you say that? And can you put a point across to the people who are watching us that why the tap water or any other water which you drink is not good
Okay.
for our body?
I'll tell you, Hari, first of all, we need to understand what is water. It's
Correct.
one of the most
H2O.
underrated topics, most underrated topics. Just to give you all a perspective, our body is made up of water molecules, right? So if I count it, it's 100 trillion water molecules, 1 to the power of 26.
Wow.
And if that one molecule is of 1 meter stick, you can actually go from one part of the universe to the other part of the universe.
Right.
That much water is inside our bodies.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to water, again, we all know our bodies are over 70%, our blood is 90% made up of water.
Right.
So now education on water is much more important. Till
Right.
now, till this time, what we were thinking is water has to be crystal clear. That
Right.
is clear water. If water is clear, I mean, it's good, you can drink it and everything is fine.
Right.
Now, there is tremendous research done, and now we are exploring more on the nutrient values of water. How
Right.
much calcium is inside this particular glass of water? How much potassium is inside this particular glass of water? What is
Right.
the pH of this water? If the water has acidic pH,
Right.
it's not good for your body. If the water is alkaline, just like Ganga Jal or Zamzam water, it has
Right.
got tons of miraculous benefits, health benefits. Hari, we have clients, we have people with us who are using our products, and people who had 10 years of acidity problem,
Right.
which is now being gone by just drinking, just 2 glasses in the morning, 2 glasses, before sleeping. That's the kind of impact that we have created on people's life by just
Absolutely.
water.
Absolutely.
So water plays a very, very, very key role in our day-to-day life. And Oxford in their graduates, they have done a lot
Right.
of research on water, and
Right.
now they're saying that water also has a memory inside it. You
Wow.
won't, you'll be surprised
So
in let's
Vartika,
say
I think Vartika will start telling water to start meditating after some time. Vartika?
yes. So water can be used in even microcomputers. That much of
Right.
memory water has inside.
But tell me one thing, Puneet. See, what happens is that the tap water is of a say 7 pH or 7.5 pH. Okay, and we
Hmm.
have been used to drinking tap water which is boiled, and we drink it,
Correct.
and we've been doing
Hmm.
it over the years. Some people
Correct.
have been taking kullad ka pani in the pot
Hmm. Hmm.
because of the cooling effect. Okay,
Hmm.
and they're drinking that water. Okay, some
Correct.
people
Yes.
put it in copper
Correct.
vessels, so they think that
Correct.
it will become alkaline, and they're drinking that water. Okay,
Correct. Yes.
so when I'm talking about your machine, which brings out alkaline water of different levels, whether it
Hmm.
be 3.5 pH or 5.5 pH or 10 pH or 11 pH, 10.5 pH.
Hmm.
Okay. Uh,
Correct.
what is the unique thing about your machine which stands out, and why should people
Hmm.
buy your machine, Aquatata brand, for the alkaline
Hmm.
water? I want to know that. So let people know that what are the use of all that, because acidic water is used for something, alkaline water
Hmm.
is used for something. Your body has to get used to a particular alkaline water in the beginning. So there are a lot of
Hmm.
things, right? So what is it about?
Correct.
Can you just give a little explanation on that?
Okay, so see, Hari, here a lot of things we need to understand about water first is okay. Let me take you back. Probably 20,000 years back when
Right,
civilizations started, people started to settle near river embankments. Even today, if you go to Gomukh is the top source from where Ganga is originated. Ganga ji is originated.
right,
Even there today, the water has alkaline pH.
right,
That means the water which we are getting in our taps is having a moderate, neutral pH around 7.
right.
However, the water at Ganga even today is 9.5 pH 10 in most of the cases.
Okay,
Okay. Likewise, Zamzam water is pH 10. pH
right,
10,
right,
pH 10.5 in most of the cases. So
right,
our bodies are designed to be alkaline.
right,
It's a biology of our bodies altogether that we are supposed to be alkaline. We are supposed to eat fruits and vegetables, which are in turn helping our bodies to become alkaline.
right,
And this is where our efforts for the society are completely focused to ensure that
right,
everything that you are getting in your home, first of all,
right.
it's chemical free, because
Correct.
we simply believe in what goes in. It's what something that you show on your skin. So if you're drinking
Absolutely,
something which is loaded with chemicals, it is definitely going to show on your face. But if you are
absolutely.
drinking something which is much more natural, much more through mediums of electricity rather than chemicals,
Right,
then the effects are going to be different, and that's what we have seen. So
right.
this one small machine, which we have, that produces around 7 types of waters and
Okay.
more than 35 applications.
Wow. Okay.
For plantation, for us to drink, for using it as a sanitizer, using it as a glamour water to clean off all the oil from the surfaces, or even for bathing.
Right,
We have people who are bathing with this water.
right,
It's as good as having springs water bath altogether.
right.
So
Got it.
that's what sets us apart, and the way we are approaching corporates, and the way we are taking the brand from one step at a time. I think
Right.
that's something that is going to create a big difference to the lives and to the society as a whole.
So tell me one thing now. When you say that 9.5 pH is the ideal pH of water that a human
Yes.
being should drink, and
Hmm.
generally kids up to the age of 6 or 7 are already alkaline, so they don't need to drink alkaline water. They're okay drinking 7 or 7.5 pH water. So what
Correct.
happens to a person like us? So what if I drink 10 pH continuously? Will it harm me? Or 11 pH continuously? Will it harm me?
I'll tell you. So you rightly said, kids. When we start our journey, when we are born, our bodies are completely made up of water, and we are actually alkaline. Slowly,
Right.
gradually, with all the air that we are breathing, the food that we are eating, things started to become acidic.
Right.
So for kids, yes, neutral water is good because they are
Right.
already their bodies are having the alkaline buffers to support them.
Right.
For us, we are in a growing age, okay,
Right.
and we are the people actually who are most prone to air pollution, who are more prone to all kinds of stress.
Right.
Stress is also something, Hari, that can actually initiate a response within our body, which generates more and more acidity inside our system.
Right.
And our research, the documentation shows that acidity is the root cause of all the problems.
Right.
So the more we drink alkaline water, the more we are fighting acidity.
Okay.
And acidity being the number one enemy, and this is the unknown enemy. Nobody talks about acidity. It's considered to be as one of the most ignored aspects of our life, which
Right.
is right now troubling across 250 million Indians.
Right.
Only India statistics, I'm telling you. So if we are hitting
Okay.
that point correctly, I'm 100% sure, you drink whether 9.5 or pH 10, it is going to help you only in the long run.
It's going to, so it's basically a boon if you're going to have 9.5 or 10 pH, you're saying. That's what it is.
Yes,
Fantastic.
it's actually going to help you. It hydrates your body 30 times faster than your normal drinking water.
Great. Puneet, thank you very much for this beautiful insight into H2O, which is water, very important in our life, with majority of our body filled with it. And my body is filled with Aquatattva water because I've been using it for the last 2 years. So thanks to you for introducing me and helping me with all the required issues which I've got in my life, in my family, where it got all solved by drinking alkaline water. Moving on to moving on to Dr. Lillian right now. So, Dr. Lillian, you can unmute yourself. And so, Dr. Lillian, this is with regards to, Amrita spoke about fruits and vegetables. There's an intake in your body. Vartika spoke about, keeping your body fit through exercise, yoga, meditation. Puneet spoke about water intake and the right water for what usage and how you have to use it and how you can be healthy with it. Okay. Now coming to supplements, because what happens is that I might take two eggs in the morning for breakfast, or I might have some fruits in the morning. That doesn't mean that that much fruit in a day, the proteins or whatever is required as a supplement for me, okay, that quantity is not being met because of the type of fruits or vegetables that I'm eating in the day. So what are the type of supplements that is required, and if so, is it really required? Do I need to spend money on supplements, and does it really work? So that's something which I wanted to know from you.
Okay. Very good evening to Hari and all the two beautiful ladies and the very handsome man, Puneet. Yeah. Coming back to what, of course, what Amrita said, I totally agree with her about having food,
Right.
because food is something that is very important, and we are created to have food, so we must definitely have a well balanced diet. And I totally agree with what Vartika spoke about exercise, and that
Correct.
is exercise of your mind as well as your body,
Right.
because both these things are working in synchronization to maintain the wholeness or the wellness that we speak about.
Right.
It's always that one can't be without the other. Now, I
Correct.
would like to just start by giving you a small example very quickly.
Right.
Like if you take a potted plant,
Yeah.
put a plant in a pot and just water it, keep it in enough sunlight, that plant is going to grow. The plant is growing. But
Right.
then, if you give it some organic fertilizer, the
Right.
plant thrives. This
Right.
is how our body is. With
Right.
just a normal balanced diet, mostly most of the people can't keep doing it day on day on. For
Right.
example, even when Amrita spoke that she has an allergic thing to excess of fiber in her system. So when she has salads or when she has some fruit, some supplements which has got like food supplement, natural food supplement which has got more fiber, it doesn't agree with her. Then
Right.
how does she get the essential vitamins and minerals that is required for her daily intake?
Correct.
This is where the role of supplements come. See, when
Right.
you don't take a supplement and you just have your normal food also, your
Right.
process of living and your life to an extent is not harmed.
Right.
You generally live a healthy life, fairly
Right.
healthy life,
Right.
and you age progressively. But when
Correct.
you add supplements like phytonutrients,
Right.
antioxidants, good fats like omega 3, and when
Right.
you add multivitamins to your minerals to your diet, what you're
Right.
doing is that you reverse aging, because you are doing a triple R is what I call it. You're restoring, you're renewing, and you're regenerating the cell. You're
Right.
changing the internal environment of your cell in your
Right.
body.
Right.
So, what you do is you allow your body to thrive now. You're
Right.
just not living with some inadequacies.
Right.
So that is what supplement does. It just fills in the gap where you're not able to take that particular kind of food, or
Right.
that like we are very seasonal. Like it's a
Correct.
season of mangoes. Yes, you have plenty of mangoes. So you have
Right.
that and you get all the requirement. You should have mangoes as well.
Right.
Same way for strawberries, berries, but it's seasonal. It's not available throughout the year. And
Right.
there are certain supplements that I generally use, like they also help us with good eye health.
Right.
Trisnage, that's also answering one of the questions.
Right.
There are natural substances like coenzyme 10 that's
Right.
secreted by our body. But as we
Right.
grow older, we see that these secretions fall.
Right.
And supplementation is another nice way of, balancing our system. So
Okay.
that's where
Okay.
the
So
importance
when
of supplementation comes.
you're talking about supplements, like for example, when a person is young, okay, does he need to take these supplements? When a person is of a particular age, when does he start taking supplements? Is there an age? Is it that at the age of 30 or 35 or 40? Because after 40 is where some issues start, okay, or after 35 is where issues start. So how does that work? So when does a person know that when should he start taking these supplements? Like for
So
example, right now I know that vitamin C should be taken in because of immunity, okay, of the COVID scenario, okay. Is there anything else we need to take? I don't know. So, and is there an age where we start from, and does it keep increasing the number of supplements as we age further? Is another question, because these are the questions which I got for me to ask you all, because I got a lot of messages from a lot of people.
okay, so when you have children at home,
Yeah.
generally because of the low quality of just generally when we were talking about the changes. We wished we want to go back to the Stone Age where things were more purer and things were better for
Right.
us. But now, since the pollution is so much, even the cows, are you sure what type of grass they are having? What kind of
Right.
milk are we having? How much of the calcium is really absorbed for the children? So we
Right.
do as parents also give our children calcium supplement, a multivitamin supplement. But and as the young age, they don't need a lot of supplementation. A lot
Right.
of things are managed with their food. But once you start aging, the
Yeah.
process is the day you're born, you're already aging. You're 1 day
Right.
old, you're 2 days
Yeah.
old, you're a month
Yeah.
old, you're a year old.
Yeah.
So from the day you're born, you're already aging. So how do you take care of yourself so that at 40 you do not come across a myriad of problems? I mean, a lot of things just pop up because you haven't taken care of yourself.
Suddenly I feel
So
very
it's a
old.
slow.
Anyways. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry. Carry on. Carry on.
You're not old at all. You're 10 years younger. You're
I
10 years
agree.
younger now.
Since you said it, I
So
agree.
by using, I'm sure the other panelists agree as well. We have to agree. We have no choice.
Yeah.
Agree,
Uh,
agree.
I'll just put my comment.
See, everybody agrees.
Yeah.
So coming back to our antioxidants, what they do is,
Right.
they restore the damage. They
Okay.
also rejuvenate our cells.
Right.
So like I said, the triple R. So they
Right.
produce new cells, and there is a renewal process. That is
Right.
why we call it an anti-aging kind of a thing.
Right.
So that is very much required. You can slow down the process of the general process of aging.
Right. So,
That is what you can
but
do.
you have not answered my question. What is
Yeah.
that benchmark age from when you should start taking supplements?
There's
Agreed.
no
There are people.
benchmark age.
I'll tell you what. There. See, it's like this. They say that, हाँ, अभी now you're age 40. अभी 40 के ऊपर तेरा आँख का problem तो चालू हो जाएगा. For example, okay. हाँ, now you're crossed
Sorry, Hari.
35. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, Hari. Here, I have to tell you, because like one of our panelists spoke, I think Amrita or Vartika, one of them spoke about this. Like they said, there's no one particular diet for everyone. Everybody's body responds differently. You'll be
Amrita said that.
shocked to see a 30, Amrita
Yeah.
said that,
Yeah.
30-year-old getting a massive cardiac arrest. From where did that come? I
Correct.
see patients with 30-year-old, 31-year-old getting a stroke. From where did that come?
Yeah.
Now, so how can you put a benchmark onto when you have to take supplement?
But there would be a
We can
generic.
only
There would be a generic term. Like for example, now the youngest person in this whole group is say Amrita. She's 24. Okay. Now, sorry,
your
23,
age is
22.
out.
Okay. So if she's 24, now you'll tell her that, okay,
I'm
Amrita.
not 24, but I'm glad that that's what you think.
See, Amrita, I'm making you feel good now. Now it's okay. So
I'm
now,
perfectly fine with my age, so you can use my really.
so for Amrita, if she's 24, do you think that she should take any supplements or she should not take any supplements? I'm just giving it a very straightforward question.
depending on her general diet.
Okay.
And if you look at, she would look at her diet herself, and she would know where and what she isn't eating appropriately in her day.
Right. Right.
She would be able to calculate how much protein she has taken, whether
Right.
that protein intake is equal to what is her daily recommended intake of protein.
Okay.
Similarly, for protein, carbs, for good fats,
Right.
everything. And if there is a lack in her diet, she would definitely should go in for a supplementation,
Okay. Okay.
because that will
Great.
fill the gap.
Like, I'll tell you one thing, just to, for the panelists and for everybody who's hearing. Like, I've been taking the supplements which Dr. Lilian has told me. Now, for example, I used carotene. Now, when I use carotene, the capsules every day, the
This
specs,
is the beta carotene.
yeah, the beta carotene. I don't need to wear my specs, to be honest. Okay. Suddenly, I feel that I'm able to read my mobile far better. Okay. It's increased. It's better. In fact, it's better. So I now what I do, I remove my specs whenever not required. I just wore the specs right now to show you all, but otherwise it's not required, because I can see everything, I can read everything, I can do everything myself. Okay. With regards to the salmon omega, the usage of that, Lilian, can you just
Yeah.
explain the salmon omega which you got, and how good it is for the body?
I generally prescribe, I ask people to take, I myself take omega 3, which is a Nutralite supplement,
Right.
because it is one of the purest form. It is a US FDA approved product, and it is directly harvested from the salmon fish, the flesh of the salmon fish, and not from the liver and the intestines, and not from the polluted waters of Asia, but rather from
Okay.
the cold Atlantic waters. So I prefer to, I use it myself. So whatever I use myself, I
So
recommend
how
it
is
the
it?
same
How
to
does
you.
it use? How does it use? What is it used for?
So
Why should
what
I take
it
a
does
salmon
is,
omega? Yeah.
so what it does is that it lowers the bad cholesterol. So it brings your cholesterol, your triglycerides to a level by just using natural food, because it is a natural food supplement, totally organic. So it's
Right.
like you will not be able to have that much of salmon in order to have that essential omega. And as
Okay.
you know, if all of us have studied the basic biology, we know that all our neurons, that the nerve cells in our body, they're
Right.
covered with a myelinated sheet that is
Right.
actually made from the fatty acids, the good
Right.
fatty acids. So by supplying a good quantity of this right from a young age, so I have myself been taking the omega 3 supplement right from when I am 3 or 4 years old. As long as
Right.
I could swallow it, my mom made sure I had that,
Right.
because then she didn't know a lot, but then she said that that would enhance your memory, that would enhance your the structure in the brain. So
Right.
actually brains are a whole group of neurons. So what
Right.
you're doing is enhancing memory, delaying Parkinson's, delaying neurological disorders by having this.
Dementia.
That's an
What about
excellent,
dementia?
excellent dementia as well,
Okay.
neurological disorders.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is on salmon omega. What about the multivitamins and the concentrated fruit and vegetables? How does that help?
So the concentrated fruit and vegetable and the multivitamins come as a package together. So if you take one, you also take the other. So I
Okay.
have two samples of that here.
Right.
Yeah, two samples of that here. Again, Nutrilite products. The omega, the daily and the concentrate fruit and vegetable
Yeah.
together, they give you daily dose of your minerals and vitamins, because they
Okay.
are plant and vegetable extracts. And the concentrated fruit and vegetable is a very, very strong antioxidant. What
So,
it does is,
so,
again,
so tell me one thing. So the fruit and vegetable which Amrita is talking about, which she eats in a day, for example, which we all eat, not only she, because we also eat. Amrita, we also eat. So in that way, isn't that enough for the day, or do I need to take concentrated fruit and vegetables sometimes?
so, how much portion, it depends. According to the
Okay.
WHO, you should be
Okay.
having fist-sized portions, 8 fist-sized portions of 5 different colors, right,
Okay.
Amrita? 5 different colors in your plate for a balanced diet. That is
Okay.
yellow, orange, purple, red, and green. So, it could be vegetables, it could be fruits. If you're taking that, that's good enough. If you
Okay.
aren't able to do it on an everyday basis, please substitute and have a good antioxidant which takes care of all that.
Okay. Okay. And what about
Yeah.
there is your daily, there's your concentrated fruit and vegetables, the salmon omega. What are the other type of supplements that somebody should take? Carotene I already spoke about for eyes.
You
Is there
just
any other
spoke about
supplement?
beta carotene, because
Yeah.
there is ginseng, there is madhunashini, there is
Yeah,
tulsi, then
ginseng.
there are a lot.
So ginseng is a Chinese herb.
No, it's not a Chinese herb. It's a
Okay.
Siberian root.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, it's a
they're
Siberian
all
root.
plant based. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all plant based.
Right.
And what it does is it actually gives you a lot of, it rebuilds the cellular structure. That's what
Okay.
it does, and
So
accelerates the process.
The DNA.
Yes, yes, it repairs the DNA, it accelerates cell rejuvenation.
Right.
That you will be shocked to know that people whom we suspect, patients, to recover in 6 months, I
Right.
see a good recovery in 2 months by
Wow.
using
Okay.
this. It's an
Fantastic.
amazing product.
Fantastic. And what are the other supplements other than ginseng?
There's a lot of supplements. Probably
Okay.
our viewers
So,
can
so,
do us
so,
later.
according to you, you're saying that you take these supplements only if required and if you feel there's a deficiency in your body. So, if somebody's saying, I'm feeling very tired, I'm very lethargic, it could mean many things. It could be because I'm diabetic. It could be because
It could
I
be
have some,
your
yeah, it could
protein
be
deficient.
some deficiency in my body. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes,
and then if they need to actually do a blood test and check and see why they're suffering from
yes,
whatever
yes.
lethargy or, whatever illness that they're going through. Right. Right.
Most of the
So,
people we see nowadays have a deficiency of vitamin D, because
oh,
we use
okay.
so much of suntan and sunblock, and we
Yeah.
are traveling in AC cars, and we are always trying to cover ourselves and shield ourselves from the sun. So
Right.
the vitamin C, vitamin D is also not being able to be absorbed. So
Okay.
most of us have chronic calcium and vitamin D deficiency.
Right.
So supplementation, like a person like me at my age, yes, I do have chronic, and I have been prescribed by my doctor. Like there isn't a day that I can stop taking vitamin,
Right.
my calcium tablets and vitamin D.
Right.
So I rather than switch to the organic part. Why to use chemicals? Let me use organic since I have to use it.
So everything is organic.
So
It's not synthetic at all. You're saying.
no,
Okay. All plant based.
everything is organic. Yes, all plant based.
So coming to Puneet, Puneet, the water. What are the types of minerals that the water has, which is helpful for the body? What types of minerals are there through this aqua Tattva water that we're drinking, 9.5 pH?
Okay. So I'll tell you, Hari, it's not just about Aqua Tattva. Whenever you're drinking any water whatsoever, always look for the label. Okay. Always see if it has calcium, always see if it has potassium and magnesium. These
Okay.
are the three most important life-saving minerals that we require on a daily basis.
Calcium,
Is over
potassium.
75% made up of water.
So
Okay?
calcium,
These
potassium,
minerals are
magnesium.
absorbed
Okay.
within our bodies much efficiently by water.
Okay. Now, another thing is that if I'm buying water from the shop, a mineral water bottle, okay, we always say that let's go and buy water from the shop because that is safe. That is safer to drink. So going to buy water from the
I
shop is
couldn't hear you, Hari.
okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, we'll come back to Puneet. I think that's a Wi-Fi issue. Coming to Vartika. Now, Vartika, can you unmute yourself? Yeah. Now, we are eating healthy. Okay, we are drinking healthy, and we are having supplements. Okay, yeah. Uh, there are some exercises which some people cannot do. Okay, whether because of arthritis or because of some illness of their own. Okay, it's difficult for them to actually do those exercises. So how do you help them during that process of that particular part of the body which they can't exercise? What is the way to get mobility into those areas?
So there are actually various ways. See, first of all, such people should do exercise under supervision
Okay,
because they don't know what is the posture, and
right.
even if you know it, you can't visualize yourself doing it. So
Okay,
it's very important that you do it under supervision. Now
right,
there are different ways of incorporating exercises. For example, if somebody has a problematic knee,
right,
so and they are absolutely fit otherwise, but their knee is weak, they
right,
could wear knee supports and then go for a walk.
right,
Okay, some person has a problematic back. Okay,
right,
so then you could do strengthening exercises for back. So there are
right,
different exercises. You could use a chair to exercise, you could use a flat surface like a bed with patia on it, so
right.
that is a straight flat surface when you can't sit down, and you can exercise, or without a mattress basically
Correct, correct.
exercise there. Use some tools which are simple, like knee support is just like a sock, ankle support or things like that, and then they can assist you in exercising properly. But
Right.
such people should exercise under supervision,
Right.
because posture is also, so it can actually spoil your body if you
Right.
don't do it correctly in a correct
Correctly.
manner.
Got it. Thank you, Vartika. Amrita, question for you is for those in India. I think mostly how much percentage of people are suffering from diabetes? More
A
than
lot.
fifty
I think
percent,
we're like the second most
largest
populated
country.
nation
Yeah.
in the world. Yeah.
So when you're suggesting a particular diet plan for these people, okay, what do you generally suggest that they should take and what they should not take?
For diabetes, actually, it's very, very specific per person,
Right.
depending on what kind of medication they're on. Because there are some medication which don't really interact with your blood sugar the way the others do. So, like some medications make your body secrete more insulin than it normally would. Some medications don't. Some people are directly on insulin.
Right.
So, depending on what kind of medication they're on, the main nutrient of focus in people who have diabetes is your carbohydrates, because that's
Right.
what most directly impacts your blood sugar levels.
Right.
So, if there is someone who is taking insulin, you would have to make sure that there is at least some source of carb in everything that they're eating. Otherwise, they're going to get a low blood sugar, which can be dangerous for them. For
Absolutely.
someone who's maybe not necessarily on drugs that modulate their insulin levels, you can be a little more restrictive on the carbohydrates, increase the kind of protein and fat that they're eating, and yeah, so it's a very individual basis. But for all, I feel like for all people who have diabetes and everyone I've worked with, what has
Right.
really worked is eating small, frequent meals spaced
Okay.
throughout the day rather than
Right.
eating large amounts of food at one point of time.
Okay, great. I think it's a perfect answer. Is diabetes reversible by doing exercise, by eating the right food, by having the right supplement, say Madhunashni from the Nutrilite products, and drinking the alkaline water of Puneet? So, starting with Amrita.
So it can be. I myself have worked with a couple of clients and we've managed to reverse their diabetes. But even then, it really depends on what kind of diabetes you have. So there are two kinds of diabetes, and only one of them is really, affected and caused by lifestyle
Right.
factors.
Right.
So that one, yeah, depending on how severe it is when you are diagnosed and kind of when you start intervening, it may or may not, depending on the amount of damage already done to the
Damage
body.
done. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you absolutely can reverse it.
What about you, Vartika? What do you think about that? What do you have to say about that?
So it again depends upon the amount of discipline that a person is holding, and if a person is actually following a disciplined lifestyle. If a
Right.
person is, and I kind of agree to Amrita here, because if a person is eating well and exercising well and whatever supplements they need to consume, if they are using a holistic approach, then it is reversible. But it
Right.
depends again on what stage they are. If they are type 1, then yes, it cannot be. If it is type 2, lifestyle related diabetes, or diabetes caused due to PCOD or hormonal imbalances, or gestational diabetes, so it can be taken care of with a correct
Taken care of.
lifestyle. Yes, I
Uh,
would definitely.
and yeah, Puneet, with regards to the water, alkaline water, and it helping with regards to reducing the illness. How does it work? You're on
See the
mute. Yeah.
most yeah. See the most important thing that this water does, it tries to reduce the acidity problem of the body.
Right.
And acidity is the number one cause for all the underlying illnesses.
Right.
It's a unknown evil. So,
Right.
talking about, any kind of illness,
Right.
the most important thing, and this, actually was research done by one of the Nobel Prize winners, Dr. Otto Berger. His study said that your body, okay, all the diseases, they exist in an acidic environment. So the more you focus on making your body alkaline, the more fruits, vegetables, the air we breathe, the food we eat, the kind of exercises and water, greatly makes a huge impact. And
Absolutely.
70 to 75% of the diseases are actually man-made. Okay, these are not ingested into us by some pathogens or viruses. So yes, if
Right.
we give our body the right ammunitions, it can fight off disease. No doubt
Right.
about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. What about you, Dr. Lillian?
Yeah, so lifestyle diabetes, I agree with Amrita and Vartika on that. That lifestyle related sugar, high sugar levels, they can be taken care of by diet, mainly modulated by diet. But mostly, when it is a defect of the pancreatic related diabetes, where insulin is not produced at all, that does not depend on the diet. That mostly depends on you have to take insulin. But again, both type of diabetes, type 1 and type 2,
Yeah.
diet plays a very, very important role. So you can control it
Right. Correct.
to a level.
So, so your supplements which you give are just only just a it's an added benefit to whatever they're going through, right? Isn't it?
Oh yes, it does add benefit to it. It helps synthesizes the cells to absorb more of insulin, because in this kind of lifestyle disorder diabetes, where the cells are not sensitized to insulin. Insulin is already secreted by the pancreatic islets of Langerhans,
Right.
but unfortunately the cells are not sensitized. There's a lock and key mechanism which does not function. So when we give Madhunashini, it's a lot of herbs which actually work in sensitizing the cells so that they capture the insulin, and sugar is not allowed to move freely in the bloodstream. So
Okay.
controls the blood sugar. Yes.
Fantastic. Super, guys. I think it's been a fantastic 1 hour. We've had a beautiful session encapsulating everything right from Amrita's talk on the type of food, the nutritious food, healthy food to be eaten, from Vartika Mehta, where she spoke about how to exercise, how to take care of your mental state of mind by meditating as well as yoga, and with Puneet talking about the type of water, aqua tattva water is the way forward for you, while Dr. Lillian spoke about the lovely supplements as per your body and the age and the issues that you're going through, and what you don't take, you can add it with the supplements which she has suggested. Beautiful. Can we have a one closing from each one of y'all? Amrita, a closing statement before we just shut down.
All foods can fit as part of a well balanced diet.
Vartika?
Okay, your body has ability to heal itself if given half a chance. Please give yourself that half a chance.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
What about you? What about you, Puneet? Unmute yourself, Puneet. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Okay, yes. So the next time you fill up your glass of water, okay,
Yeah.
just see inside what do you see. Do you see water or do you see yourself?
Okay. Wow. Dr. Lillian?
I would say live life with passion, live life with fullness and great joy and peace of mind and happiness. In everything that you do, find fulfillment.
Okay. So, guys, we are signing off. Thank you, lovely ladies and
Thank you so
handsome
much,
young man,
Hari, for this
for
great
this
session.
beautiful session. Guys, if you all need any of the, you want to touch base with any of them, please ping me on the message and I'll connect you to these guys, because this is the whole team which takes care of the holistic health wellness. So, if you need a holistic health wellness manager, here's the team right in front of you. Thank you, guys, and salute to you all. You are doing a fantastic job
Thank you,
keeping
Hari.
India
Thank you,
healthy and the world healthy. Thank you.
Amrita. Thank you, Vartika. Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank you,
so much,
Hari.
guys.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you,
a lot.
guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Have a
Bye.
nice time.